Back here on Texas Football Today, a January 12th edition of Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. Get your questions in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Do we have any questions from the people, Mallory?
Yeah, let's start off with, in your opinion, what is shaping up to be the most stacked division in the UIL after realignment?
Yeah, so I think the easy answer is going to be 5AD1. Specifically because I do think a lot of it depends on what DeSoto does. And we're all kind of waiting to hear about what happens with DeSoto. They turned in, if you don't know, DeSoto, the reigning, the two-time, back-to-back 6A Division 2 state champions, turned in a number in 5 that would put them in 5AD1. And actually put them in 5AD1 relatively comfortably. This is not like by like 6 kids. It's like they're in it by a handful of kids. So we're waiting on that because you can, for those who don't know, you can ask the UIL to opt up and move up a division. You can't opt down. Like if you're Allen, they couldn't be like, we want to play 6-man football. That's not allowed. But you can opt up. If you want to play at a higher classification, you can. The reason teams would do that, you see that sometimes with multi-school districts where they say, you know what, we want all of our teams in the same classification. It's just easier for logistical perspective. Austin ISD did that. That's why LBJ, despite being have 4A numbers, plays in 5A right now. You may also do it because of travel. You may do it, and that would be the reason that Allen or that DeSoto may opt up, despite the fact that they'd probably be put in a district again with a team like Duncanville and be in 6A where they'd be playing bigger schools. The reason they may opt up is for travel reasons, that there's a chance that if they do opt up or they don't opt up and they stay in 5AD1, then that they could get sent east, right, and play teams from East Texas. They could get sent to Central Texas. There's a few different places they could go. That it may be easier for them and more for the whole of the athletic program if they were to move up to opt up to 6A. If they opt up or they stay in 5AD1, then I think the answer is 5AD1 because Alito, DeSoto, another number of other big time programs there. Smithson Valley, of course, is a team that won a state a regional final.
Alito, DeSoto would rock.
I think that would, and it would ultimately, when you take a look at 6AD or 5AD1. I think that depending on, assuming Alito stays in Region 1, Region 2 would likely have DeSoto in it, and it would be really, really heavy hitting, I think. The other one that I would keep an eye on would be 4A Division 2. Okay, 4A Division 2, of course, is where Carthage lives. It's where Gilmer lives, all that power in East Texas. They are adding Brock. Brock is moving up from 381 to 382 or to 482, and that is going to, in my opinion, really strengthen that left side of the that left side of the bracket, specifically Region 1. I think you're going to have a lot of heavy hitters there in 4A Division 2. So those would be the two that I keep an eye on. All eyes are on DeSoto. We don't know what they're going to do, what they've told the UIL if they want to opt up or not, but they are going to, but 4A Division 2 would be another one to keep an eye on because there's going to be movement there with some heavy-hitting programs moving up into it and some programs from 481 dropping down into it as well. So that's where I land on it right now. What's next, Mallory?
Let's go up to the NFL. Who has a better chance of just as winning, Texans or Cowboys?
To win the Super Bowl or to win this weekend?
Well, we can do both.
So
I don't even know who the Cowboys are playing this week. Oh, yeah, we said it. It was a
they're playing the Packers. Playing with the Packers. Can I tell you this? So the answer is obviously the Cowboys.
Yes.
The Cowboys have a better chance. The Texans are actually home underdogs right now. They're 1.5 dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
To
Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
To Joe Flacco, and the Cleveland Browns. I wouldn't surprise me if the Texans won that game. I think they've got a great opportunity to win that game. If I'm the Cowboys, so the Cowboys are big favorites. In fact, I believe they're one of the biggest favorites of this weekend. They are 7-point favorites
against Green Bay. Kind of stinks,
Green Bay.
Don't they?
Yeah, they finished 9-8, snuck into the playoffs. Right?
Yeah.
They're theoretically the worst team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think this matchup is a little problematic for Dallas. And if Green Bay can put them in a position where they have to chase, I think the first quarter is really important. I think the Cowboys, in watching the Cowboys this year, they're a team that has to play from ahead. They have to play from ahead. They cannot chase the game because if you are chasing the game, then they're just going to run the ball and you're going to get a snootful of Aaron Jones. And I think they'd be happy to take the ball out of Jordan Love's hands. I think the first quarter is absolutely critical for Dallas to win this game. I think they're going to win, but like it would also be, I hate to say this, but it would be very Cowboys for them to lose this game. It would be very Cowboys.
Well, and I just feel like Green Bay always gives us trouble.
Absolutely.
You know, like no matter what time of year it is, they always just give us so much trouble.
Just,
so that's
I'm not predicting. I think the Cowboys are going to win this week. I think actually I'm going to predict both Texas teams to win. Texans and Cowboys both going to win. But I'm a little worried about the Cowboys as well. I think people are kind of like saying, it's Green Bay. There's nothing to worry about. I'm not so sure that's true. I'm a little concerned. All right. We got two more.
Yes. Let me decide which ones I want to do.
Ooh.
Do we want to go realignment or do we want to just do random high school football?
Both.
All right.
Oh, wait. Do you have an ender too?
I do have an
ender. Okay. Then we'll do 3. Go.
Okay. Let's do what 2 teams would you be shocked or intrigued seeing it in the same district together this year?
What a good question. I am very interested to see what they do with Highland Park, dropping from 6A back down to 5A D1. Because 5A D1, since the last time they were there, the landscape has shifted so much. I'm very interested to see what they do specifically. Do they send them down to like Midlothian and like teams like that? So I'm interested to see what happens with Highland Park when they move around. I don't think there's a ton of intrigue out west, at least at the big school level, because I think it's pretty well stratified and pretty clear what they're going to do. I don't think there's going to be a ton of changes. But there have been times when they have broken up the Little Southwest Conference or expanded the Little Southwest Conference. I'm interested in seeing what they do with District 2, what the current District 2 6A. I'm also interested in watching what they do with Longview. Longview's moving up to 6A, and I'm interested to see where they land. Probably with the Tyler teams and stuff, but like there's going to be likely some DFW bunkmates.
Yeah.
What does that look like? I'm interested specifically there. I'm also interested, this is just another thing. We've taken it for granted that there are going to be 2 Austin area districts in Region 4. That not necessarily has to be the case. And you could see, depending on how the alignments fall, I wonder if they're going to lump in the Leander schools with the Lake Travis Westlakes, specifically Vandegrift.
Yeah.
Like, it would not be a surprise to see if they throw Vandegrift in with Lake Travis and Westlake, which would be a real juggernaut district down there.
Yeah, it would.
So just keep an eye on that one. That's one that I'm keeping an eye on down there. Okay, give me another one.
Let's go with what potential rule changes would you make for the 2024 season, or what would you correct? Just maybe.
Well, so here's the thing.
Oh, my mouse is dead. Not dead.
So I'll go little picture, and then I'll go big picture.
Yeah.
The little picture, I understand a couple of years ago they put in rules to prevent cut blocking inside the tackle box, and I understand it's a player safety issue. I do think that it has had an enormous effect on run-based offenses, and after a couple of years of it, I think I would prefer if they brought back some limited amount of cut blocking. I think you've got to be really diligent about making sure there's no high-low blocking and making sure that there's that. But I would be interested in seeing them make those changes there. And then here's the bigger one.
Big picture.
We've got to get rid of the worst rule in football. Do you know what the worst rule in football is? The fumble out of the back of the end zone.
Oh, yes.
That's the worst rule in football.
That does suck.
It's the worst rule in football. For those who don't know, if you are, let's just say you're running toward the goal line and you extend the ball, but you fumble it before it gets to the goal line and it goes out of the back of the end zone or out of the side of the end zone, it is a turnover touchback and the ball gets automatically given to the other team at the 20.
It sucks.
That's the worst rule in football. I think at that point what you do is, because what you're doing is you're rewarding a team for not recovering a fumble.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're rewarding a team for not recovering a fumble.
Which is backwards.
I think what you do is you give the ball. I think what you do is you give them the ball at the spot of the fumble.
Yeah.
That's it. You say, oh, you fumbled it here. You get the ball right there. if it's first, second, third, whatever down. That's what I think you do. They've got to get rid of that rule. That rule's terrible. It's a terrible rule. It's an antiquated rule. It's just a dumb rule. It's bad.
I agree.
Also, if you can kick a field goal beyond 50 yards, you should be worth 4 points.
That's a good one.
Oh, I know.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, if it's 50,
that's so impressive at the
if
high
you can
school level.
if you can kick a 50-yard field goal, then it should be worth 4 points.
I like that. Let's put that
There you
into
go.
effect.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What's our ender?
This one was asked by some guy named Matt Stepp. Don't know if you've heard of him. It says, "Hi,
I think
Greg."
I saw him on Cops once.
It says, "Hi, Greg Tepper.
Hi.
Can you reveal any plans for DCTF's coverage of UIL realignment?"
Wow! What a great question by Matt Stepp, you said?
Yes.
Yeah. We are going to be, God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
We're going to be live in Birdville on Thursday morning. It is February 1st. It's Thursday, February 1st. So it is like 3 weeks from yesterday. Is that right? 4 weeks from... 3 weeks from yesterday. 3 weeks from yesterday. We'll be there with live team coverage of realignment. We'll have everything you need covered. We'll be pulling coaches, talking with them about all the goings-on and the doings with realignment. We'll have all the realignment posted on TexasFootball.com as soon as they're released. Normally, I have not confirmed with this with the UIL, but traditionally, 9 a.m. is D-Day. 9 a.m. on that date is when they unleash the Kraken. And that is when we'll probably come on about 15 minutes beforehand. Before we and then as soon as they get released, then we'll start breaking them down and talking with coaches. But that is we'll be doing that on February 1st. But we'll have, of course, we got mock realignments up on TexasFootball.com. If you want to see where Matt Stepp thinks that your team is going to land, you can find that there. But we will have team coverage on February 1st at UIL realignment at Birdville. I'm
so
Pickle's
excited.
never done one. This is her third try.
I haven't either. Well, she
tried.
Yeah, I haven't even tried.
We had technical issues in 2020.
Yes.
2022 we got snowed out.
In.
And then or snowed in, snowed out, whatever. Yeah. Use whatever
term
preposition you want. Preposition. Yeah, sure. And then 2024 we're gonna try again. Pickle's determined to make this the year of the pickle.
The year of
the pickle. Yeah.
It is gonna be the year of the pickle.
We'll see if that works. But yeah, February 1st, mark your calendar. We'll be on a special edition of Texas Football Today, early, live, starting at I'll just say probably about 8:45-ish on that day. We'll have more firm details as we get closer, but for now, mark your calendar for that morning of February 1st. Sound good?
Sound good.